guys? I am back. I am back. Hello, everybody. It's Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for motivation, inspiration, positivity, and mindset shifting. Today, I'm here to talk about our health. Okay. And I want to be very transparent in this discussion today. I know when I was younger, I used to make a lot of excuses. I would make excuses for my health. So I want to talk about some things that I feel like is very important. And today's title is Don't Make Excuses for Your Health. Every day we get older, but also with every day we get older, every day we should get wiser, we should get smarter, and we need to think about our future. And with all of that, I had to start thinking about more than just what may taste good, okay? Because I'm going to be honest. I'm the type of person that I like my food. I like tasty food, but I had to start changing things because to be an example to the masses, to be an example to other people, I had to take my own advice. Hey, James, how are you doing? Welcome. What I had to do is start taking my own advice. And this live stream, I want to talk transparently about our health. I'm starting, I said I was going to start shifting and talking about more things in on this channel, and I'm going to start focusing on health, exercise, finances, and also motivation, because I believe motivation is in every part of our lives. I'm rebuilding, James. That's how I'm doing. I'm rebuilding. I'm coming back. Thank you so much, James. I really appreciate your support. I can't check my phone because I was like, where is my phone? I'm on my phone. I just had a blonde moment. um, let's talk about don't make excuses for your health. First, I want to talk about the things that we everybody has different experiences based on your age, based on your weight, your culture. Some people are predetermined to have certain issues like diabetes, hypertension, cancer. There's a lot of things that people have a natural inclination towards. Hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Appreciate your support. I hope everybody's doing amazing. So, I want to talk about not making excuses when it comes to our health. Hi, Mizu. How are you? Don't make excuses when it comes to your health. And first, I'm going to start off by talking about why it's so important for us to go to the doctor. Okay? Please, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, everybody needs to go and check getting their physicals, getting their eye exam, ladies going and get your breast exams, your mammograms, making sure you're doing everything that you need to do so that you can be okay. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Axina. Hi, Ian. Welcome, everybody. So that's something that I really, as I've gotten older, I always will make an excuse and say things like, I'm so busy. I have to work. I have to do X, Y, and Z, right? Um, it's all of those things that we do really pay attention and be careful about how we treat ourselves. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't like going to the doctor. It's not fun. It's not gonna be fun to go to the doctor, but it's not about things being fun or things being comfortable. When it comes to ourself, and you know what I always talk about over here on this channel, I always talk about how important it is for us to, hi Cindy, I always talk about how important it is for us to take care of ourselves. Take care of yourself. And I know I come from a background, having Caribbean parents, and it was not something that was like very important. They would kind of only think about providing a roof over your head and food to eat. And don't get me wrong, everybody, those are very important things. We do need to think about our health. We do need to think about, you know, making sure we have food to eat and taking care of our families. Those are all important things. But also, we have to put a focus in on ourselves and not make excuses when it comes to our health. And what would you do with the information? Of course, I would let my followers know. So I feel that it's so important to talk about ourself. Now, like I said, I told you guys I come from a Caribbean family and background where they don't put a lot of emphasis on going to the doctor, and they more focus in on, just lessen your stress and eat healthy food, which yes, all of those things are important, but don't make an excuse when it comes to your health. Everybody needs to get your medical checkups to make sure you have a diagnosis and not just ignoring how you feel. Because I have seen people just say, "Oh, I have a headache. Oh, it's just I'm under stress." And it could be chest pain. You could be having a stroke. There's a lot of things that could be happening to us. So I'm not giving out medical advice. I'm not a doctor, okay? But I wanted to say to everybody, make sure you are doing what you need to do when it comes to your health. And I see a lot of people, we live in a society that is so fast paced that people have, I wouldn't say people get lazy, but I will say that people would prefer to go and get takeout than to cook healthy foods. We live in a society where everything, the food is fried, smothered in gravy, or laden with sugar. Now, I'm not talking, pointing my finger at anybody, because, I'm guilty of it too. Picking up drive through instead of cooking a meal at home. When I talk things on this channel, I speak about things that I need to work on it as well. I'm not perfect. Definitely not perfect. I'm a work in progress. I'm just trying to say, I want not only me, but I want for everybody to put more a focus on taking care of you. And don't make excuses when it comes to your health, especially if you're not feeling right. I also want to talk about mental health. Mental health is something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They just will make some excuses. They'll make some excuses. Oh, I'm just overwhelmed. But if you are dealing with depression, if you're dealing with some mental illness, if you're dealing with certain things, you need to seek some help. I know for myself, it's hard to admit to yourself when something isn't right. We always want to pretend like, oh, I just need to sleep it off. That's an excuse. Oh, I'm just working too much. When most of the time, our problems is because we are not saying no to the things that we need to say no to, and learning to say yes to ourselves. And what I mean by that, you've been tracking it for 9 years. Oh, awesome. What I have been trying my best to do is making sure I'm pouring some time and some love into myself. I don't know how many of you take time out of your day every day to have your solo time, your me time, and it's difficult to, all you parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, or just busy people in general, it's hard to take time out of your busy day to focus in on you. But we need to. We need to take care of our health. And getting back to talking about our mental health, if you're not doing okay mentally, especially when you just go through something traumatic, experience a loss of some sort, losing somebody you love that has passed on, big changes in your life, you know, maybe you become an empty nester, you get older, now you got a disability of some sort, you're just going through something. Don't make excuses if you're not coping well. Every single one of us goes through things from time to time. And some people, you could be in this dark period of time in your life, but you have to admit those things to yourself. I remember being in a very dark space in my life after I had lost both of my parents, both of my parents in 7 months. I went through a really dark time, a really deep depression, and bills aren't going to stop. So I guess you could say I was a functioning depressed person. I would put on this fake mask and, go to work, do what I need to. And every day when I would come home, I would just lay down on the couch. I would cry. I was not handling my pain and my loss well. But on the outside, see, sometimes we can appear to other people to be all right. You put on this, oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Hi, everybody. You could be so bubbly and positive that other people could never see what you have going on. So I'm saying this because I had to take my own advice. When I went through that period of time, when I said, you've been crying for a long time, admitting to yourself. And this is what I was talking about, not making excuses for your health. When you are going through things mentally and emotionally, it's nothing wrong with saying, I need some help. I need to talk to somebody. And in today's society, we really don't talk about how important it is that we need some hugs. I'm big because I work in the medical field, and I'm very big on the physical touch. And there's a lot of people, elderly people, special needs people, people who live by themselves, that they never get somebody to hold their hand and to hug them. So if you have people that you care about and you know that they're going to support you, tell them, I really need a hug. I had to start being honest with myself. I remember calling one of my best friends and saying, I'm not doing good. What are you talking about? Do you lose your job? No, no, no. It's nothing like that. So yeah, Axina, that's one of the things. High functioning depression, and then it was that on top of lots of other things, because how often do we go through things in our life, but then we we appear to be okay. And I had to learn from myself to stop pretending that I was okay when I wasn't. And I hope that this message touches the right person, because in today's cutthroat society, other people don't care if you're doing well. The job doesn't care. The job just like, come to work. They don't care if you're going through something, but you have to take care of yourself. That this is the point, the reason why I hit the button and went live today. I want to talk to somebody who is going through what I went through many years ago. And just because I have got over, I wouldn't say got over, I've got through it. You never get over it, because grief is something that you deal with every single day of your life. But I wanted to say, don't hold that inside. Don't feel that you have to be strong for everybody. Somebody has to be strong for you sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with talking about how you feel, what you're going through. You're feeling depressed, you're going through whatever it is. Everybody needs somebody that they can release that sadness, that pain, and get some support. Everybody needs support. Everybody needs hugs. I know there's some people who don't really like those type of things, but I'm big on that. I can't. I know when I finally opened up and said, I'm really depressed, and when I talked to people that really cared about me and really loved me, I was able to get some relief because I don't know about you all, but I'm the type of person that I don't like asking other people for help because I know people have their own problems and they're busy. But if you really are going through something, you really need to talk to somebody. And I'm so grateful that I opened up and talked to people. Um, Hi, Jody. How are you doing? Thanks for going live. I needed it today. There was a reason. I was supposed to do this live tomorrow, but I decided to do it today. So, welcome in. I hope you're doing okay, Jody. So, I was going through a lot in my life. And like I said, I would, go to work because the bills don't stop. And then I would come home and I would crawl into bed, be up at night eating ice cream, or even sometimes you don't even want to eat because you have zero appetite, and you feel so depressed and so lonely, but yet at the same time you don't have anybody that you feel that you can open up to, because first you have to admit to yourself. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. So today's topic is, don't make excuses for your health. First we have to admit it to ourselves. Hey, Wellness, how are you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. First, we have to admit it to ourselves. Now, I'm going to be honest with you all. I did not want to admit that I was going through things, that I was having issues mentally and emotionally, that I was struggling physically, going through stuff. So I want to say to somebody who is struggling today, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, you're dealing with a health problem, you're struggling with something financially, I want you all to know that you're not alone. Okay? This needs to go viral. You're not alone. Even though people will act like they have a perfect life, but I know everybody goes through the hills and valleys, and sometimes you go through those lows for a really long period of time. But I'm grateful that one day I just said, you know what, Marlene, this is crazy. You shouldn't be here crying your eyes out. You need to get some support. So I reached out to one of my friends and they came over and I was able to talk about how I felt, and they gave me a hug and they talked to me, and then I started to get out and do things again. But when you're going through things, I feel like it's the hardest thing in the world when you feel depressed, for you to, number one, say that you're depressed, because you're like, oh, no, 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 I'm just tired. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just going through. See, that's what I'm talking about, the excuses. So the first person that you have to be honest with is yourself. You have to be honest with you. And I know that me being honest with myself was a catalyst to me getting healthier emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. It helped everything, because when one aspect of your life is off, it affects everything. So if you're feeling depressed, it's going to affect how you look. Either your weight is going to go down or your weight is going to go up. If you're crying a lot or you're angry a lot, you have to express that. And I know that many people did not grow up that way. At least I didn't. I grew up in an upbringing where children were seen and not heard, and that went all the way into my adulthood. That even till today, I still will try my best to work on an issue and fix it myself before I will ask other people for help. I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress, but I say that for others that go through the same thing. That yes, it's important to be independent and to take care of yourself, but everybody needs support. Everybody needs love. And if you need support, if you need something, be humble enough to ask for help. And check your ego. That's something that I had to learn myself. I had to learn to check my ego, and I had to tell myself, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay, because in this world of you know fakeness, like there's so much people. Like, I'm not coming for anybody, but it's a lot of people on social media that are fake. There's a lot of people that will be your relatives within your quote unquote family, and they see that you're struggling. They don't reach out, they don't ask you nothing. So you have to think about yourself. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Jody. You know my email. If you need somebody to get some support, you can reach out to my email. Okay. Axina says, most islanders, as you mentioned, don't really believe in this. Were you able to get support from any of your family and or relatives? I got frozen for a second. The problem with that was that to get help, I had to actually ask for help, which I would not. So I was in the way of my own support. I was in the way of my own help and my own feeling better. So it's one of the reasons why I wanted to say this. Sometimes we get in the way of our own healing. We get in the way of our own benefiting ourselves. You could be feeling better, you could be looking better, you could be so many things, but first you have to say, I'm not doing good. And I'm grateful that I have really great friends. I have some great people that love on me. And when they don't hear from me, they're going to stop by. They're going to say it's time for us to go out. I have people on my team that will say, when you're low, then we're here. I wasn't used to that. I didn't grow up having that. I was taught that you're strong, you stay strong, you don't ask anybody for help. For me, it was like growing up that asking for help was a form of weakness, and you don't talk about your business and what you're going through because it's nobody's business. And I do get it. I don't mean going and telling every single person you meet your personal struggles in business, but telling a professional, talking to a therapist, talking to a counselor and a life coach, and people that really pour into you and are here for you. Yes, we do need to do that. So, yes, I was able to get support, but it was not from my relatives. My first support started with me. So I wanted to, and it's so hard to talk about this, but it's something that I need to talk about. Um, for us to be able to get the life that we want, we have to first say, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not doing okay mentally. I'm not doing okay physically. I'm not doing okay financially. And then stop feeling that you can fix it. Some things we can't fix. Sometimes we need somebody to say, hey, it's okay. You want to exercise? Let's go and work out together. Hey, you want to go? Let's go take a day trip, take a girls trip, and let's go hang out. I agree, Jody. That's a whole discussion. But I want you to know that you're not alone and keep on going. Did you feel like if you had opened up to them, they would have helped, or would they have disregarded you? Now, I already know that I would not have got support there. I definitely know that. So I understand the reasons why sometimes some people don't open up and talk about how they feel because you'll be rejected. And one of the worst pains that I ever received, one of the worst pains is when you try to tell somebody what you're going through and they're dismissive. Oh, your life isn't bad. Oh, you're actually doing good. Oh, don't be a complainer. You need to be stronger. And sometimes people don't understand how hard it is for you building up enough courage to be able to talk about it. The first thing you want to do is like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to admit it. And then when you try to open up and talk about how you feel and you get rejected, to me it's like it adds more pain to the the already big mounting amount of pain that you feel already. Oh, I'm so sorry, Wellness. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm asking because I believe rejection plays a big role in why people don't open up. Yeah. Well, I had to learn, just me. I'm speaking for myself, and maybe my situation will help somebody else. I had to learn that I had to stop depending on other people to support me. I had to learn that I had to be my own best friend. I had to start talking to myself like when my therapist talked to me about it. And what she was telling me is, before we can expect things from other people, we have to first possess it. So I had to first learn how to be my own friend. I had to say I deserve to be happy. I had to say I deserve, to have peace. I deserve to smile. I deserve to have great friends. I deserve to have somebody who loves me and doesn't treat me like garbage. I deserve that, and so do you. So I had to start there. Stop lowering your standards just because people are our relatives or our friends or whoever in our life, person you're in a relationship with. It doesn't mean you have to take what they put out. Some relationships are just not good for us. They never have been good for us, but we've rationalized in our own mind. Oh, this is what they do. Oh, and we've been together, or they've known me my whole life, or that's my family. I'm, I want to say this to somebody. Hopefully, one person will actually listen to me and do something with this information. But just because people are your blood relative or what you call family, I don't call it family. For me, family is people who love me unconditionally. That's family to me. Just because you're born with the same blood in your veins, it doesn't mean that that's your family. But to each his or her own. I had to learn that family does not equal love. And I had to stop expecting me from them. How I love them, how I support them, how I care for them. I had to stop. So I had to stop. And for the first time in my life, I had to stand in front of the mirror and look at myself and say, even if they don't care, I have to care for me. I have to care for my mental health. And I want to be around. I had to start encouraging myself and talking to myself. I deserve to be here. And not just be here and be sulking around and being sad and crying all day. I deserve to walk with my head up. I deserve to feel beautiful. I deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. I deserve to be appreciated and not treated like garbage. So I had to stop making excuses on what I allowed. I was allowing relatives and friends and a person that I was in a relationship to treat me like garbage. And I had to own that. Sometimes the reason why we're going through these things and feeling low and down and depressed and not taking care of ourselves is because we're putting them above ourselves. We're putting them above our higher power, whatever it is that you believe in. We have to think, even if other people don't accept us, even if other people don't love us, we first have to love ourselves. And that is a walk that every single person, see, this life is a journey. And when you go through things in your life that bring pain and hurt to you, you're the one that has to make a choice. I remember the day when I made a choice because I was going through a situation and I was just crying all the time. And then I had to stop myself and say, "What are you crying for? You're over here crying, you're over here in pain, and that person could care less." I had to take my power back. So I give that to somebody and I hope that someone receives it. We we it hurts when people do not give us what we deserve, but at the same time, don't stay in that space. You have to release certain people so that you can elevate, so that you can be better, so that you can feel good about yourself. Forget about them. So, some people come in our life to bring us pain, but then we have to move on. Wellness says, I didn't fear rejection. I was rejected because I allowed, because I was rejected, which I allowed to lower my self worth because I didn't know better. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, Wellness. And I do hope it gets better for you, every day. Every day. And that's why I always say, wake up every day. And first, you have to encourage yourself. Every day I wake up, which I did not used to do before. Every day I wake up and I look at myself in the mirror and I say, you're beautiful. You're amazing. You're a good person. Today I'm going to choose to be happy. Those are the thoughts that I have to speak over my life, which before I did not have that sort of empowerment. I did not have that sort of positivity. And I know right now I'm stronger than I was before. See, people can read things in books, but until you've been through depression, rejection, feelings of worthlessness, doubt, grief, until you've been through that, you can't understand it fully. And sometimes people will say things like, you should be over that by now. Pain never goes away. You just learn to get through it. You never get over it. You get through it. Oh, I'm so grateful. Yes, therapy helps you to heal. I'm so grateful to hear that, Wellness, and I hope you continued healing in your life. Hey, Robert, how are you doing? Welcome. So, like I said, don't make excuses. Okay, everybody? Hey, Realist, how are you doing? Welcome. Hey, Robert. Welcome, everybody. Please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. Yes, hello, Motivators family. I wanted to say this to everybody. Yes, you are not alone. It is not just words. That's real. Yeah, it's not. I say this all the time. Don't make excuses for your health. So right now I want to talk about, I talked a little bit about eating, and I know it's a very touchy subject. I know people get all in their feelings and they get so sensitive, but like I said, I'm changing the direction of this channel. Okay? I'm changing the direction of this channel, and the Spirit has been speaking to me and telling me I need to motivate people when it comes to their health, and also I need to motivate people when it comes to their finances. So I'm being obedient. So here I am being obedient. And I wanted to say to everybody, your health is so important. We don't really think about our health until something happens to our health. And I don't want you guys to get illnesses, diseases, and that word that I hate, the C word, cancer. We can't always prevent everything, but a lot of times things starts with our mindset. It's how we let ourselves sit in that, how we take things, how we process it, or are we keeping it inside? And I believe that holding in your pain, not talking about it, not having a healthy outlet like having a support group, not devoting time to meditation and worship, not having time for your own personal life, for your self care. You have to have healthy things that will help you to help yourself so that you can be okay. I know I missed some comments here. Let's see. Let's see what I missed. Okay. Hey Dee, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Great minds think alike. I was going to to health be my word for tomorrow. Oh, awesome. Awesome. How are you doing, Dee? It's good to see you. Yes, please go and get a checkup. And that's why I was saying, that is why I have been saying, don't make excuses when it comes to your health. Now, I'm not just a person who's just saying this, saying it just to say it. I'm on my own health journey. Going through the pandemic, going through depression, going through loss, going through breakup, going through so many things within the past, I see the past 8 years of my life, so many things have happened. And I know every single human being, we all go through something. Hi, Miss Patty. Welcome. What happened for Jody? Oh, Jody says, I am on day 35 of my diet, lost 33 pounds. That's awesome. I love to hear that. Now that's motivation. Everybody gives some congratulations, some celebratory emojis for Jody. Congratulations, Jody. I'm so happy for you. So I want to talk about this health thing and eating. And I know that's a very sensitive topic for many people, but it's not just for me. It's for everybody. The message is the message. That's what people don't understand. The truth doesn't stop being the truth just because we don't like it. People want you to water down the message, but the message is still the message. And the message is we have to care about how we're eating. There's no way to get around it, you know? Of course, everybody likes the sweets and we like the fried food. Let's be honest, everybody doesn't eat perfectly because we live a busy lifestyle, but we can do better when it comes to our health. Drinking water, of course. Before I say all of this, make sure you check with your doctor to see what your doctor recommends for you. You know, getting some exercise. But for me, the shift in my health and eating properly first had to start with my mind, because I first had to tell myself that I deserve to look good, and not just look good to get accolades from other people, but you need to look at yourself in the mirror and have self-acceptance. Look at yourself and say, I look good. And you're not showing off, you're not tooting your own horn, but you need to be happy with the person you see looking back at yourself. And I know when I was in that space of depression, I definitely did not like who I saw looking back at me. How many people are going to be honest enough to say that? But I didn't. So I had to start working and doing things that would shape not only my body, my mind, but first in my mindset, I had to say, why do I think I can't look better? See, sometimes when you go through situations and you go through a really bad romantic relationship, or you have toxic relatives or quote unquote friends, the fake friends, even too much of this social media, you can start getting ideas that are not normal. Okay? Like a lot of these people that you see on social media, on the TV, they've been under the knife. That's not a natural. They didn't experience a natural weight loss or whatever it is. They went under the knife and got fixed. I'm talking about the normal, healthy. You know, make sure you're doing what you need to do so that you can be okay when it comes to your health. You know, and I'm not just saying it to you, I'm saying it to myself too. You know, I had to start paying attention to, processed foods, fried food, sweets, junk food. Of course, everybody, wants their snacks from time to time, but I mean, sometimes we get into that mode when it's a slippery slope. When you be like, yeah, I'm gonna have cookies, and then I'm gonna have ice cream, and then I have this, and I have cake, and then I'm gonna have some fried chicken, I'm gonna have this, and it keeps on going. So my whole thing is I always give myself to have one cheat meal a week. And for me, it's always going to be Sunday because that's when all the yummy food is. So mine is always going to be Sunday dinner. Is my cheat meal every week. But I try for the most part to make sure I'm drinking water. And I will admit that I definitely was not a person to drink water. Let's see. Let's see. You're welcome, Jody. Yes, internalizing pain weighs heavily on you physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Yes, congratulations to Jody. Yes, you have to look good and feel good for yourself. And I'm going to say something. Maybe one person will get this message, receive it, digest it, and do something with it. Don't look for your your self-esteem from who you're in a relationship with romantically, from your kids, from clout, how much money you have in the bank. You need to love yourself for you, without the romantic relationship, without any other person in your life. You have to be in a position to look at yourself, accept yourself, love yourself, and hold your head up high. Even if the people around you are not kind and supportive, you have to support yourself. And for me, it meant that I couldn't keep doing what other people are doing. When it comes to health, not everybody in our families are health conscious. They want to sit around and they want to eat junk food all day. They don't want to exercise. They're not going to encourage you. And, oh, you're going to the gym. They think it's funny. They make fun of you. They're not supportive, and it makes it hard for you to, walk past that negativity and still do it. But I'm going to encourage you all, do it anyways. They always say the hardest part about exercising is not the exercise part. It's just putting on your sneakers, your workout clothes, and just start. Once you get it on, you're already good to go. You're going to do it. But that's the hardest part, getting yourself in that zone to put your sneakers on. And the same thing when it comes to my diet. I had to stop not knowing what I'm ever going to eat. I had to do something different and shift that when it came to not making excuses for my health. Because of course, if you don't plan, how does the saying go? If you fail to plan, how does that go? If you plan, if you don't make plans, you've already planned to fail. Something like that. But anyhow, if you don't put a plan together on how you're going to be eating, whatever you're going to do, meal prep, um, however, but if you always go by waiting, and then, of course, every time you on your way home, pick up fast food, pick up this restaurant, pick up that restaurant. And not only is it unhealthy for our body, it takes a toll on our finances. Let me tell you this, when I started to get healthier, you start seeing money in your bank account again, because you're not having all these charges, you're not tips and this and that, and using gas to go out and get things. You just go home because you've prepared. So this is the encouragement to somebody. Let's get back in the kitchen, preparing our meals, drinking our water, minding our own business. It's good for our health. Realist says peace of mind is always necessary. Exactly, Realist. Always, always necessary. Realist says you are what you put in your body and mind. That includes social media and gossip. That's a whole word. I'm going to see if I can pin that. Can I pin that? Yep. So that's what it is. Yes. Yes, you plan to fail. Exactly. Hi, Miss Kim. How are you doing? That's it. Miss Kim came in with the message. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Exactly. Yes, indeed. Minding our own business. I'm going to say this to everybody. If you don't take take hold of your life firmly, you have to get in control of your health. And please don't wait until it gets to be like where the doctor says something drastic has happened to you. I don't want that for any of my motivators family. I want you all to be okay. Okay? What I want to say, take control before you go down a road where you get ill. You get sick mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, because all of that encompasses your health. If you are not okay, and if you're a physical person, your spirit, of course, your spirit is broken. Of course, you're going to be sad. And that leads to you're sad. So all you're going to do is just eat whatever because you don't care. And we're not the sort. We're motivated for our lives. So we're not just saying we don't care. We have to shift our mind to that too. When we start getting healthy mentally, we start getting on a healthy focus and mindset and taking care of ourselves, and then getting in the message if you're a person who is a believer, and then knowing that it all goes together because we love ourselves, because we've been given this gift of life. We got to take care of the life that we have, the body we have. It means taking care of who we allow in our life, okay? What we listen to, how we're eating. All of those things are important. So when it came to my health, I had to learn to lower my stress. And some of the things that I did to lower my stress is I had to stay away from certain individuals because they were affecting my health. On part two, I'm going to go into talking a little bit more about my health, some health issues, and because I think I titled this part one. I am going to get into part two, and I think in part two, I'm going to talk about some other things when it comes to the health. But I do want to say this, everybody. You have to look at your life. Remember, this is your life. We get one life. But what do you choose to do with the life that you have? Are you going to waste your time? You're going to waste your energy? Are you going to allow other negative people or controlling people or people who always keep taking? And that they're never satisfied. They're never satisfied. The more that you give them is the more they take. It's the person you're in a romantic relationship with, your children. It could be your relative. It could be the job. There's always people in our life that are the takers, and they'll never give to you. But you have to stand up and give to yourself. You have to put some boundaries out there and say, no more. It's a new day and it's a new me. But only we can make that choice. Only you can make a choice to say it's time for me to focus in on my health. It's time for me to go to doctor's appointments. It's time for me to go to my exercise, whatever that means for you, walking, running, gym, and then making better health decisions, dietary, what you're consuming, and not just physically, what you're consuming mentally, you know, what you allow yourself, what you allow your energy to be around, all of that goes into your health. And I think that's where I'm going to pick up on the next one. I'm going to write that down right here. Hold on one second, guys. And I'm going to get back to the comment from Miss Kim. Okay. No, it's a comment from Realist. Realist says stress is one of the top causes for demise, especially black folk. And the thing about it is something that I learned from my parents. I learned from my parents. And I love my parents. I'll always love my parents, but I learned from my parents that you cannot be a yes person. Being a yes person will put you in the grave. And I watched my mother got put in the grave for being a yes woman. And I said, I love my mom, but I don't want to be like my mom when it comes to that. I'm not going to let other people take me out. Okay? I'm not. Like, I love you, but one thing when it comes to not letting other people destroy our health, we have to think about, how much do I love them? Do I love them more than I love me? Most of the time, that's the problem, everybody, right? We love them more than we love ourselves. And that's crazy. And most of us will never admit it, because I know I was like, no, I don't. No, I don't. And then when I started thinking about it, I was like, yes, I do. When we love other people more than us, we will make all of these sacrifices. Thank you so much, Jody. Blessings to you. So, that's something that it's just something to think about and meditate in your quiet time. Am I taking care of me? Am I setting boundaries? Do I give myself my alone time? Am I pouring into me? You know, those are all very important things. Yes, she would definitely want you to make the opposite decision. Yes, she would. You know, I believe that we learn from others. The good, the bad, and the ugly, we can learn. Yes, prioritizing someone over yourself. And that's something that I had to learn. I learned the bad way, the hard way, the tough way. And I don't want you all. Learn from me. Because I definitely was a person, I was always like, yes, sure, yes. Everything people ask me, okay, okay, okay. Because it was the example that I saw from, my parent growing up. But I had to learn that's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. It makes you stressed out. It makes you taken advantage of. You're like a doormat. People just run over you. They only call you when they want you, but they don't call you just because. And that is not good for your health, because that's not love. A lot of people think, oh, they love me because they always ask for my help. No, they will keep asking you because you won't say no. When they find out you say no, let's see how often they start coming around. They'll leave you alone. Yes. Yeah, I remember when my therapist told me that no is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. Yes, Miss Patty. It's okay to say no without an explanation. It is. Truly is. Yes. And that's something that I'm still work in progress, and I'm sure everybody is. We all struggle with that from time to time, but we have to do better at prioritizing ourselves. Prioritizing yourself, prioritizing your health, prioritizing your well-being, learning to love yourself, respecting yourself. It's all of those things that are important. Yes. No, period. And for me, I had to learn to, when somebody, I would say no to people and they would say, why? I would say, because I said no. I don't have to explain why, you know. And sometimes I find that family is, I shouldn't say family, relatives are the ones that drive me crazy with that. When you say why, how come? How come? Why is it? Why? They want an explanation as to why you can't do X, Y, and Z. And that brings me stress, because I said no, because I don't want to do it, because it's no, and that's it. So anybody who needs to hear it, stop saying no and explaining why it's no. It's no because it's no, and that's it. Who needs to hear that again? It's no, and that's it. Yeah, it is a big difference, realists. Because a lot of people think that family is everybody you're blood related to. And I can say the people that I have in my life right now, only a small amount of them are my blood family, but they are my but they are my family because of through friendship, through spirituality, but for many reasons because they love me with their whole heart. And for me, that's family. They're there for me in the good times and the bad. And most of the time, people who are your family, they're there more in your hard times and your dark times. To me, that's an indicator of family, that they're going to be there no matter what. You don't have to ask them, you don't have to call them. They are going to be right there. Okay? So I did want to talk about that, and I think the last thing that I want to talk about before I leave in talking about, you know, your health, and don't make excuses for your health. You have to first make that decision. I'm gonna start doing better for me, and saying it out loud. Don't be afraid, everybody, to start speaking out loud, because that has so much power. You can read it and you can say it inside, but saying it out loud, I'm making a choice to take care of me. I'm making a choice to say no and mean it. I affirm the love for myself each and every day. I deserve to eat well because I want to feel well. I deserve to take care of my mental health. These are the things that I started speaking out loud, and it started shifting and changing my life, because when what you think is what you do. And if you're not in a good space here, your spirit is not going to be. Your energy is going to be low. Everything is going to be off until you are right here. You got to be right here, and the spirit will come around. Because when you encourage your mind, you encourage your heart, your body, everything will follow. Everything gets encouraged when you encourage this. So when we talk about our health, make sure you have people in your life that are not taking you down, messing up your health, such as those relatives, such as your job, such as other people who they just say things because they want to use you. Okay? And it's hard to admit that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm being completely transparent. It's hard to admit that people that you care about don't care about you. That's hard. But if you see that they start stressing you out, they make you angry, they don't listen to you, they don't support you, they're not encouraging, they're not positive, you have to have enough courage to walk away from them and leave them alone. Stop giving them your money, give them your energy, give them your time. No. You got to take control. You got to take your life back. And that's something that I had to speak out loud. I spoke it out loud. I deserve to be treated right. And I'm going to show by my actions that I deserve to be treated right. By the way I talk to myself, by the energy that I show up. Because your energy can't be positive and bright. You can't be vibrating on a high frequency. When you have all these negative things that take you down and stress you, you gotta eliminate some of that dead weight, some of that toxicity in your life. And until you remove the toxic people, the toxic energy, the manipulators and the users, your health cannot be in a good space. I had to learn that the reason why I was feeling the way I felt mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even it was affecting me financially, because I wasn't saying no, because I wasn't doing what I need to do for me. Everything follows. Everything follows. So, Miss Kim says, I've had to tell people no, even though I really wanted to say yes. I was so burnt out and I had too many irons in the fire. Some will get upset, but I have to make sure I'm in a good place mindfully. Yes. And I'm so glad you said that, Miss Kim. It's not that we don't want to help people. It's sometimes we can help people, or maybe you could even afford to do things sometimes. But what about the cost to your physical health? What about the cost to your mental health? One thing that I had to stop doing is stop listening to the drama people, because that was starting to that was affecting me mentally. Like they're always complaining, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and they do this to me, and they're doing that. They're always complaining, but they're never making any changes. They're never positive and saying an encouraging word to you. And I'm telling you, that will affect your health. Don't be fooled. It will affect your health if you don't cut off these drama people from your life. It's going to either make you lose a lot of weight, it's either going to make you gain a lot of weight, or it's going to make you be unalived from dealing with them. Okay? Yes, Robert. Amen. Realist says crazy thing is people don't believe in returning the same support they asked for. And that's the reason why, as a grown woman or a grown man, you have to know when something is right and when it isn't. And when you find out that it's not good for you, you got to have enough courage to say, I can't deal with you no more. You're not good for my health. Those are the things that I'm speaking these days. When people are acting weird or funny, or I'm like, nope, you're not good for me. You're making me feel bad about myself. Have you ever been around people that make you feel bad to put yourself first, to take care of you? They make you feel guilty because you won't help them or support them when you're right on the brink. You're about to lose it. You have to think about yourself. While I always say, yes, give to others, help other people, but not if it's at the cost of losing your mind, messing up your health, or taking you down, where some people make you feel so discouraged because they never are supportive and encouraging. They don't encourage your spirit. They don't ever say thank you and I'm proud of you and I love you and you're important. It's always just give me, give me, give me, give. And I'm done with that. Miss Kim says, I had to learn to manage the idea that others may not have been on my priority list, and that was not high up on their list at all. Then it's up to me to reevaluate if I choose to. Exactly. Yes, Miss Patty. People don't return the same to you, and that's when you have to make different choices. Okay? Everybody make good choices. And this is just part one. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Not tomorrow, Thursday. I'm going to come back and do part two of this because this has been a really good topic. So look forward to part two on Thursday. I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope that something in this message has been some positive mindset support, something for you to encourage to take your stress down, maybe talking to a therapist, maybe getting out there, even, talking to a friend, getting outside, but don't hold everything inside. We deserve to be treated with respect. And sometimes to be able to have our own self-respect, our own self-love, and our own confidence and personal light from within, we have to stay away from people who have dark energies. That's the only way. And I don't want anybody for your health to be affected because you did not. I don't want your health to be affected because you didn't think about yourself. No more of being used and run over and being a doormat and taking advantage and being a yes woman or a yes man. That's over. It's done. We're on a new day. I'm Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for motivation, inspiration, positivity, health, finances, all of those things. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope something in here has encouraged you and motivated you to think about taking care of yourself better. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much, Motivators family. Keep your head up. Take care of you. Remember, you get one you. So make sure you're doing a great job in taking care of yourself. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. I'll see you guys back on Thursday. Have a great night, everybody. Shout out to all my mods. If you guys see any of my mods in blue and they have a channel, go and subscribe to their channel, okay? And anybody watching in the replay, leave me a comment. Hit that like if you have not already. Yes, my mods drop your links before I get out of here. So I appreciate every single one of you. And make sure you're taking care of yourself. To all you moms, to all you dads, aunties, uncles, hardworking adults, mature people, it's time to take care of yourself. Make yourself a priority. Don't wait for other people to make you a priority. You have to do that for yourself. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.